name is Fern. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I talk about all things fashion, real estate, investing, travel, and just anything that falls into my general interests. So the Hermes Herbag, this is what I want to talk about. I have had the Hermes Herbag for about 1 year now, and I want to go over the things that I find really great about it, the things that I love, and also the things I find quite annoying with the bag as well, and how to overcome those things. So a little bit of background and context. I bought the bag about 1 year ago, so it would have been October 2022. And at the time, I wasn't actually looking for the Herbag. I was shopping around for just a black practical bag that I could use every day for things like travel. And I travel a lot as well. So I wanted something that was big, but also not too cumbersome to carry around. And I was sort of looking at bags like the Saint Laurent Sac de Jour, the Celine luggage tote, and the Fendi Peekaboo. And I was looking pre-loved as well. So I really love pre-loved bags, and I especially love it when the bag has had some history to it as well, or if the bag is decades old and has lived another life. I just love that. I love seeing the markings and the patina and just seeing a bag that has lived. There's something so magical about that. I eventually came across a Herbag 39 in black. For some context, I'm 185 centimeters tall, so I'm quite tall and lean, and I wanted to make sure that the bag looked good against my frame. I didn't want the bag to look too small or anything, so I ended up getting the Herbag 39, and this is it. This is the beautiful, gorgeous, vintage Herbag 39. So it is a canvas bag, which I also really appreciate because I can carry it around and I don't have to baby it. And also it's just so easy to maintain. Like if anything spills on it, or if I get, any markings on it, I can just wipe it down. And it's, very low maintenance. So this is the bag from the side and the back. With this bag, because it is a vintage bag, so it was made in the year 2000, I believe, so it is 23 years old. You can see that the owner has, used it, and like this bag has lived. So the leather isn't exactly perfect, but I love it. I love it a lot. I love the fact that it has lived a life. One thing as well with the vintage Herbags, or the ones that have been used a lot, is that the leather usually has softened up over time. So a lot of complaints that I hear about the Herbag that I've sort of seen online is that the leather can be a bit stiff. With mine, you can see that when I take off the sangles, it's quite soft and like very malleable, which is crazy for a Herbag because normally they're quite stiff, and you see pictures of them brand new and usually the sangles are like up here and they're quite rigid, but this sort of flops down. I feel like this particular style can be impractical, and what I mean by that is I hear a lot of complaints of people getting in and out of the bag and sort of the multi-step process you have to go through just to get in. So for example, you have to take the sangles out and then you have to open up the flap and then open up the bag and then you get in. It's quite a process to get into the bag, and to close it up again is quite tedious. If I'm on the go, like let's say if I'm heading to work or if I'm traveling through an airport, I want to make sure that I have everything I need outside of the bag and everything that I don't need remains inside and I won't have to open it. That's the one issue with it. I think for me, in terms of the practicality of it, my view on fashion, which I know a lot of people in my life think is insane, is that I think fashion doesn't need to be practical, at least for me. I like fashion to be, style over function. I like it because of the way it looks. I like it because of the vibe. I like that it looks aged. There's sort of like Olsen twins with the Birkin or Kelly vibe, and it's sort of like beaten up and rough looking. I like the fact that it doesn't look pristine or perfect. So in terms of practicality, I can see why some people might not find it very practical, but it's something that you kind of have to sort of be aware of when you buy the bag. And that's something I did too. So when I saw this bag online, and when I went to the consignment store to buy it, I did a lot of research and I knew that the bag was not going to be the most practical, but I went into it expecting that. So with the Herbag maintenance, one thing I really like about this, and it sort of won out over all the other bags that I was looking at, was the fact that it's actually very, very easy to maintain. So because this bottom half is all canvas and this top half is leather, this canvas part is very easy to clean. So, you know, if you get anything on it, you can wipe it down, and in the worst case scenario, I usually just take it to the dry cleaners and get them to clean it. I haven't cleaned mine in a while, and just because I do use it every day, I'd be cleaning it like almost every second week. But it's so practical in that sense. When I store the bag away, I normally stuff it with some paper. Because the bottom half is all canvas, it can get pretty slouchy. So I usually stuff it to keep its shape. And also when I wear it, I do have a bag insert in the bag, which I'll show you now. So I take the paper out, I have a bag insert, which is really good because it gives me things like a water bottle holder, some pockets in here where I can keep my wallet and my keys, and, you know, just like little receipts and stuff, because I don't want things to be jumbling around as I'm walking. I was very lucky when I bought the Herbag. It came with the insert, which was really nice. Let me show you what it looks like without the insert. You can see it's very, very slouchy, and it's actually quite lightweight as well. This top bar here with the leather is actually what feels like the heaviest part of the bag. So if you set it down on a table, it might, say, topple over, unless you have like a bag insert or something heavy in the bag just to hold it in place. So that's just something to keep in mind if you do decide to go for a Herbag. Some of the really cool features about the bag as well, so as I mentioned before, it has these sangles that can loop through. It also comes with a lock and keys. I keep my lock on the back here, just dangling, and if you buy a brand new Herbag, I've read that as you walk, the key will swing side to side and it will create this sort of like U-shaped dent on the bottom of the bag. I don't know if you can see right there where the lock has swung back and forth. That can be an issue with brand new Herbags. I think with mine, when I bought it, because it already had that sort of, you know, mark on it, it didn't really bother me, and it still really doesn't bother me. So you've got the lock there, and then you've got the key here in the clochette. With the key, mine came with 2 sets of keys. I've used the lock and key probably like twice. I think one time I was on a domestic flight, and then the other time was just when I was out and about, and I just thought, let me give the lock and key a try, and it just added an extra layer of impracticality on top of what is already, you know, a very tedious bag to get in and out of. But that's a cool feature of the bag. You get the lock and key. The other thing I really like about the Herbag is that because it's that 2-piece leather on the top and canvas on the bottom, you can buy other Herbags and interchange the canvas and the leather. So if I buy like a tan one, for example, I could put the tan top on the black canvas and vice versa. And it's just really fun in that way. In terms of the pricing for the Hermes Herbag, so I'm in Australia and you can find them for very different prices. Sometimes they can sell for about $4,000 on the secondhand market. I've seen some as cheap as $1,500, but those ones are usually quite used. And again, nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But if you do want it to look a bit more pristine, you are looking at spending a few $100s, if not thousands more. It's one of those bags where I've worn it so many times and I've worn it to different occasions. And I just love it. Like it works so much for my life. I work a lot in sort of the digital space with website design and graphic design and whatnot. So I usually carry a laptop or an iPad. This fits a laptop very well. So I have a 13-inch laptop and it can fit a lot. Like you can fit a water bottle, toiletry bag, a wallet. So it's just very convenient. I really like it. And I think cost per wear is something that's really important to me as well. So if you buy a bag that you love and you're gonna wear it a bajillion times over, then definitely go for it. So yeah, this is my Herbag 39 review. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you got some information out of it. If you are looking at buying a Herbag, I do really recommend thinking about the practicality side of it and whether that's something you can live with or if it's a deal breaker for you. Because if it is a deal breaker, the Herbag might not be for you. So that is my Herbag review. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you took something out of it that was useful. If you did enjoy the video, definitely subscribe and check out some of my other content as well. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, so check out my other social media platforms. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.